Hi everybody, what's up? This is Harpreet Kaur from English Rock Club, and today I have come up with a part 3 of the video from the chapter The Rat Trap in the book Flamingo under NCERT publications. So in this chapter, in this part, we will be learning about what happens to the vagabond, to the rat trap seller when he was discovered by the ironmaster in the forge. So let's proceed. Okay, now in this part of the chapter, we will be learning about how the rat trap seller was treated by the ironmaster. We were on this part in the previously we have learned that the rat trap seller, after having theft in the crofter's house, went into the forest and he could not find any place. He was circling at the same place, and he was it was night time and he needed some shelter, so he entered a forge nearby to take shelter at the night, and the ironmaster and the master blacksmith and his helper allowed him to stay in the forge. Naturally, the first thing he saw was the tall ragamuffin. So this he stands for the ironmaster who has come at a nightly visit to his iron mill, who had eased his way so close to the furnace that the steam rose from his wet rags. The ironmaster did not follow the example of blacksmith, who had hardly deigned to look at the stranger. He walked close up to him, looked him over very carefully, then tore off his slouch hat to get a better view of his face. So ironmaster was not careless as the master blacksmith and his helper. He wanted to know who this person was getting into his forge. But of course, it is you, Nils Olf, he said. How you do look. Okay, so he misunderstood the rat trap seller as one of his old acquaintance, that is Nils Olf. Okay, and then the man with the rat traps had never been seen the ironmaster at Ramso, and he did not even know what his name was. But it occurred to him that the fine gentleman thought he was a good acquaintance. He might perhaps throw him a couple of kroners. Therefore, he did not want to undeceive him at once. Okay, so the rat trap seller had never earlier seen the ironmaster. Still, he continued to take advantage of the misunderstanding, just for the sake that he might be getting some money from the ironmaster out of mercy. Yes, God knows nothing have gone downhill with me, he said. You should not have resigned from the regiment, said the ironmaster. That was a mistake. If only I had still been in service at that time, it never would have happened. Well, now of course you will come home with me. Okay, so there is a little telling about what has happened by the ironmaster, and he was of the view that the stranger whom he was misunderstanding as one of his acquaintance, okay, should not have been resigned, but he assured the stranger that nothing will be happening to him, and he invited him to come to his home, to go along up to the manor house and be received by the owner like an old regimental comrade. That, however, did not please the tramp. So he kept on continuing the misunderstanding. He kept on lingering on the misunderstanding just for the sake of some money, but he never wanted to go to the ironmaster's home, and he was not at all happy when the ironmaster called him to his home. No, I couldn't think of it, he said, looking quite alarmed. He thought of 30 kroners to go up to the manor's house would be like throwing himself voluntarily into the lion's den. He only wanted a chance to sleep here in the forge and then sneak away and as unconspicuously as possible. Okay, so his main purpose was to get a shelter for the night and then leave in the morning. So he never wanted, he thought of the money that he had from the theft. Okay, the ironmaster assumed that he felt embarrassed because of his miserable clothing. But according to the ironmaster, he was refusing for the sake that he was not well dressed like a comrade, he was not well dressed like a gentleman, so he was feeling embarrassed because of his clothing. Please don't think that I have such a fine home that you cannot show yourself there. So now he is just trying to ease the rat trap seller. He said that he is not having a very big home, that he cannot come to his home. He said, Elizabeth is dead, and you may already have heard. My boys are abroad, and there is no one at the home except my oldest daughter and myself. We were just saying that it was too bad we didn't have any company for Christmas. Now come along with me and help us make Christmas food disappear little faster. So he is using a little bit humor here. Help us make Christmas food disappear a little faster. So the ironmaster is actually inviting him to spend the Christmas Eve with them, as there is no one else in his home except his oldest daughter. Okay. So, but the stranger said no and no again and again. And the ironmaster saw that he must give in. Okay, so after repeated saying no, repeatedly listening no from the rat trap seller, and the ironmaster felt that he should be leaving the idea of inviting him and goes fair. It looks as though Captain Von Stale preferred to stay with you tonight, Sturgeon's Storm. He said to the master blacksmith and turned on his heel. Okay, turned on his heel is a good expression to say to walk. Okay, it's a good expression to be picked up for your spoken English also. But he laughed to himself as he went away. The blacksmith, who knew him, understood very well that he had not said this the last word. Okay, so the blacksmith came to know that he must be doing something else to get the paddler to his home. Okay, and for the time being he has left his sight. It was not more than half an hour before they heard the sound of carriage wheels outside the forge, and new guests came in, but this time it was not the ironmaster. He sent his daughter, apparently hoping that she would have better parts of persuasion than he himself. Okay, this is an important line for the long answer kind of questions. The ironmaster, the daughter had more powers of persuasion that he would be able to convince the rat trap seller, to convince the stranger to visit their home. Okay, so he went home and sent his daughter to get the stranger, to get his acquaintance with her to his home. She entered, followed by a valet carrying his arm a big fur coat. She was not at all pretty, but seemed modest and quite shy. In the forge everything was just as it had been earlier in the evening. The master blacksmith and his apprentice still sat on the bench, and the iron charcoal still glowed in the furnace. The stranger had stretched himself out on the floor and lay with a piece of pig iron under his head and his hat pulled down over his eyes. As soon as the young girl caught sight of him, she went up and lifted his hat. The man was evidently used to sleeping with one eye open. He jumped up abruptly and seemed to be quite frightened. Okay. So what happened? The girl entered in the forge. The forge did not change at all. Everything remained the same. She went near the rat trap seller and she lifted the hat that he had put on his eyes. And when the hat was removed, the rat trap seller got frightened and he jumped up abruptly. He was so scared, and when he saw a lady in front of him, he got frightened. My name is Adla Wilmanson, said the young girl. My father came home and said that you wanted to sleep here in the forge tonight. And then I asked permission to come and bring you home to us. I am so sorry, Captain, that you are having such hard time. Okay, so she has declared here her purpose of coming, that she has also come to take him to their residence. She looked at him compassionately with her heavy eyes. She then noticed that the man was afraid. Either he has stolen something. So these lines are to be noted down here, that the girl was able to find out why that person was afraid. Okay, so she thought that either he has stolen something or else he has escaped from jail. She thought, and she added quickly, you may be sure, Captain, that you will be allowed to leave us just as freely as came. Only please stay with us over the Christmas Eve. Although she realized that he didn't seem to be the same person as his father has said, but he was, he just wanted to please, she just wanted to please his father also. And so she, although thinking inside her heart that the rat trap seller was did not have anything like a gentleman, he did not look like captain, he did not behave like captain, still she invited him to the Christmas and assured him that he would be allowed to leave as and when he wanted. She said in such a friendly manner that the rat trap peddler must have felt confidence in her. It would never have occurred to me that you would bother with myself and bother with me yourself, miss, said. I will come at once. Okay, so he got ready to go with the lady. He accepted the fur coat with the valet handed him and the deep bow, threw this over his rags, threw it over his rags and followed the lady out into the carriage without granting the astonished blacksmith so much as a glance. Okay, he did not. Okay, to grant as a glance means he did not look at the blacksmith's astonished, means surprised blacksmith, how that ironmaster has sent the daughter in the forge, and they were surprised that the stranger was ready to go with the lady. But while he was riding up to the manor house, he had evil forebodings. Why the devil did I take the fellow's money? He thought. Now I am sitting in trap and will never get out of it. Okay, so he had evil forebodings. He was thinking that something wrong is going to happen to him, and then he realized, he repented on getting trapped into the big rat trap, world rat trap, and stolen the money. The next day was Christmas Eve, and when the ironmaster came into the dining room for breakfast, he probably thought with satisfaction of his old regimental comrade whom he had run across so unexpectedly. So in the morning, the ironmaster was quite happy that his fellow comrade has come, a captain, his known captain has come, and he was really happy. First of all, we must see to it that he gets a little flesh on his bone. Okay, he gets a little flesh on his bones. That means he should be gaining some weight, and he should get in health. Okay, so he said to his daughter, who was busy at the table, and then we must see that he gets something else to do than to run around the country selling rat traps. So the ironmaster wanted to take care of his health first of all, and then he wanted him to settle down, okay, settle some kind of work to the comrade. So it is queer that things have gone downhill with him as badly as that, said the daughter. Last night I did not think there was anything about him to show that he had once been an educated man. So the daughter just showed her discontent with all this thing, because she thought that the man was not at all educated. You must have patience, my little girl, said the father. As soon as he gets clean dressed and you see something different. Last night he was naturally embarrassed that tramp manners will fall away, away from him with the tramp clothes. The rat trap seller, the ironmaster was confident that once he will be getting dressed up properly, wearing good clothes, he will be leaving the tramp manners, leaving the vagabond manners, and he will be behaving like a gentleman. Just as he said this, the door opened and the stranger entered. Yes, now he was truly clean and well dressed. The valet had bathed him, cut his hair, shaved him. Moreover, he was dressed in a very good looking suit of clothes which belonged to the ironmaster. He wore a white shirt and a starched collar and a whole shoes. Okay, whole shoes stands for here that he was wearing shoes that were not torn. Okay. So it was true, the ironmaster, what he thought that once he will be dressing up, he will be looking like a gentleman, and it is confirmed with these lines. But although his guest was now so well groomed, the ironmaster did not seem pleased. He was not happy. Seemed pleased means he was not happy at all. Why? Because now he has recognized him that he mistook him in the forge last night. He looked at him with puckered brows, and it was easy to understand that when he had seen the strange fellow in the uncertain reflection from the furnace, he might have made a mistake. But that now, when he stood there in broad daylight, it was impossible to mistake him for an old acquaintance. Okay, so the reality has come to the foreground. What does this mean? He thundered. The stranger made no attempt to dissimulate. He saw at once that the splendor had come to an end. Okay, so the stranger knew that the splendor, the misunderstanding that was there on his head has come to an end now, and he found that the ironmaster found that he was not talking to his friend. It was not my fault, sir, he said. I never pretended to be anything but a poor trader, and I pleased and begged to you to be allowed to stay in the forge, but no harm has been done. As to worst, I can put on my rags and go home. Okay, he said that. The rat trap seller said that he did not pretend to be his acquaintance. So, nothing has happened yet. He can go back wearing his old. Okay. Well, said the iron master, hesitating a little. It was not quite honest either. Okay. So, finding his fault also, he said that the peddler was not honest. He did not declare at that time. He did not disclose at that time that he was not the one whom the ironmaster was taking into account. You must admit that I should not be surprised if the sheriff would come. So he threatened him. Sheriff stands for the police. Okay. So he told him that he will be handing him over to the police. So the tramp took a step forward and struck the table with his fist. Okay. Now he got a little angry. Okay. Now I am going to tell you, Mr. Ironmaster, how things are. He said, the whole world is nothing but a big rat trap. All the goods that are offered to you are nothing but cheese rings and bits of pork, set out to drag a poor fellow into trouble. And it is, if the sheriff comes now and locks me up in this, then you, Mr. Ironmaster, must remember that a day may come when you yourself may want to get a big piece of pork, and then you will also be caught in a rat trap. So in that angry mood, he just declared his rat trap theory and told the ironmaster that if he will be getting him arrested one day, he might also be in the same situation. Okay. So the ironmaster began to laugh. So with this, I come to an end of this part explanation of this chapter, and we will be finding out what happens to the rat trap seller and the next part of explanation, whether he was allowed to stay back by the ironmaster, did he had some gala time with the ironmaster and his daughter, or he was handed over to the police in the next part of the video. Hope that you will be giving a thumbs up and giving a subscription to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Bye for now.